So let me ask you something straight. Have you ever met a woman who just couldn't stop thinking about you? Not the kind of passing thought where you cross her mind for a moment, but the kind where she feels restless if she doesn't hear from you, where your presence almost lingers in her head like a song she can't stop playing. Imagine that. And now imagine you're the reason for that craving, that pull she can't explain. That's exactly what we're talking about today. How a man creates that kind of emotional gravity, the kind that keeps a woman coming back in her thoughts again and again, even when you're not around. See, a lot of guys think attraction is about words, what to say, how to text, what to compliment. But the truth is that craving isn't born from words. It's born from your energy, from the way you carry yourself, the calm within your chaos. When I say chaos, I don't mean being wild or impulsive. I mean the kind of underlying unpredictability that keeps her guessing, but still makes her feel safe in your presence. That silent intensity that says, you can't control me, but you can't ignore me either. When your energy is balanced like that, calm on the surface, but powerful at its core, you flip a switch inside her. Her logical side takes a back seat, and her emotional side starts paying attention. That's when you become the thing she prioritizes above everything else. You become the one she can't quite figure out. And because of that, she can't stop thinking about you. But here's the part most men get wrong. You can't fake this kind of presence. You can't go around pretending to be calm when inside you're desperate for her attention. Real confidence isn't about pretending not to care. It's about genuinely being so centered in your own world that nothing a woman says or does can shake you. That's the energy that draws her in. That's what makes her crave you. Think of this. You're at the gym. 10 guys notice a girl walk in. Most of them start checking her out, subtly adjusting their shirts, trying to get her attention. But one guy doesn't even flinch. He keeps doing his thing. Focus on his reps, calm and unbothered. The funny thing is, he's the one she notices. Because while everyone else was reacting to her, he stayed still, centered in his world. And that stability, ironically, that stillness, creates a storm inside her. That's the key. The storm happens inside her, not inside you. Your calmness creates her chaos. Your control creates her curiosity. And that curiosity grows into an emotional craving. Now, you don't get there by acting cold or by ignoring women altogether. You get there by learning to hold your ground emotionally. Don't expose every thought, every feeling, every insecurity. Stay open, but keep a guard on your core. Most guys overshare too early. They think vulnerability is attractive, but what's actually attractive is the man who chooses when and how to open up. That kind of restraint is magnetic. It shows depth. It shows you're not desperate for validation. And when it comes to interactions, stop chasing. Don't text her every minute. Don't double message when she doesn't reply. When her message comes, reply when you can. When it doesn't, live your life like nothing's missing. That quiet indifference speaks volumes. It tells her you don't need her for your happiness. You choose her presence when it adds value. And that's what makes a woman curious. She starts wondering why you're so stable, why you're not reacting the way other guys do. That confusion creates tension. That tension makes her want to solve the mystery. And that's exactly how emotional craving begins. Look, it's not about being toxic or manipulative. It's about having emotional control. Most men hand over their emotional power too soon. They become what I call reaction-driven. Every move the girl makes decides their mood. But the truth is, the moment someone else controls your emotions, you lose your magnetism. The moment you control your own, you become rare. You see, women aren't just drawn to looks. They're drawn to stability in a world full of emotional chaos. When your presence feels unshakable, she'll subconsciously want to be around it more because your steadiness calms her turbulence. And here's where things get interesting. That control doesn't come from faking it, but from having a life that gives you purpose, discipline, focus. When you have goals, a direction, something that excites you beyond women, that's when your energy becomes naturally grounded. Ever noticed how a man deeply focused on his mission doesn't need to chase anyone? He walks differently, he talks differently, and people just feel the difference around him. That's the kind of man women find hard to ignore because he radiates focused energy. He chooses his interactions carefully, he invests his time wisely, and that scarcity makes his attention valuable. Now, there's one more powerful principle few people talk about: end conversations before she wants to. Think about it. When you're talking to a woman and everything's going well, most guys stretch it out until it gets dull. But if you end it while the energy's high when she's still enjoying it, you leave a small loop open in her mind. She'll replay that moment later, wondering why you ended it, imagining what you might have said next. That loop is where attraction grows. That's what keeps you in her thoughts when you're not there. And this is where mystery kicks in. Don't reveal everything about yourself too fast. Give small glimpses of who you are, but never the full story. Let her imagination fill in the blanks, because imagination always paints a more powerful picture than reality. If her mind is constantly trying to decode you, you're already living rent-free in her thoughts. Now remember this: when a man tries too hard to impress, he becomes entertainment. But when he holds back and simply is, when his presence alone makes a statement, that's when he becomes unforgettable. To impress is to perform. To attract is to exist with purpose. Let her be the one trying to win your validation for a change. That's when you flip the power dynamic completely. The moment you stop playing her game and start playing your own, she has no choice but to adapt to your rhythm. And that's not arrogance, it's leadership. Women respect and crave the presence of a man who knows what he stands for, what he wants, and doesn't bend his standards for temporary emotion. But you can't build that kind of presence overnight. You build it in small choices every day. How you respond when someone disrespects you. How you carry yourself when things don't go your way. How disciplined you are when no one's watching. Those small decisions build your masculine frame. That frame becomes your foundation. It's what protects your peace and amplifies your presence. Most men today are scattered. They want everything at once: attention, validation, dopamine. But when you learn to focus your energy, to say no often, to choose carefully, you stand out immediately. Because most people today are distracted, inconsistent, and emotionally exhausted. A focused man in that crowd looks like fire in the darkness. And here's the real truth, bro. Women don't actually crave chaos. They crave stability that feels powerful, not predictable. They want to feel a mix of safety and excitement, calm and energy. And that combination comes from a man who carries peace inside, but strength on the outside. Once you become that kind of centered man, she will naturally align her energy around you. Not because she's losing herself, but because she feels something rare, emotional safety with intensity. And that's what makes her want to stay close. So stop chasing approval. Stop explaining yourself to people who don't deserve access to your soul. Protect your focus like it's your most valuable currency, because it is. The more centered you are, the stronger your energy becomes. And the more people, especially women, will feel drawn to it without you even trying. At the end of the day, everything boils down to one truth. Control your focus, command your emotions, and never move from a place of desperation. The minute you do that, every woman you meet will sense something different in you. She might not know what it is, but she'll feel it and she'll crave it. So go out there and live with purpose, not performance. Be that calm in the storm that no one can ignore, and you'll never have to chase validation again because the right ones will find themselves chasing you. I hope this helped you. I will meet you with another video soon.